Let us now look at the next sutram in the Ashtadhyayi order, which is Igupada Nya Pri Kiraha Kaha. It's a much simple sutram compared to what we just looked at. The prior one was Nandigrahipachadibhyo Liu Ninyachaha. So this sutram also comes in the adhikara of dhatoho, of course, which starts from 3191. Also in the adhikara of Krudating, and of course we also have the adhikara of Pratyaha Parascha, which is 311, 312. So all the adhikaras are coming down, so we're expecting Panini to prescribe an affix following some verbal roots, a krit affix, which is to be used kartari by kartari krit. Let's not forget kartari krit. This affix is to be used kartari in the sense of doer of the action, kartari krit. And this sutram simply says that following these specific verbal roots, meaning igupadha nya pri kiraha. This is a compound word. This is samahara dvandvaha. I know we haven't studied compounds yet, but when we get to compounds, we'll appreciate these forms. So the dhatus are as follows. Ik upadha. Ik upadha means ik, upadha, yasya, saha. So it's a verbal root which has a penultimate ikara. Penultimate ik letter. Ik is what? I, u, r, r. So dhatu which is penultimate I, u, r, or r, that is qualifies for this sutram. So penultimate letter should be an ik letter. So all these sanya sutrani are now, we have to use them. Alontyat puro padha. So padha is a penultimate letter. Okay, so that is one set of verbal roots. Any verbal root which is a penultimate ik letter. And the second one is this dhatu nya. The third one is dhatu pri. And the last one is dhatu kru. Now in this compound in the sutram, it became kiraha because this is a panchami ekvachanam. When the dhatoho adhikaraha. So following these verbal roots, the affix ka may be used. Now this kru, the ending rukara of kru has taken the ikara adesha. Why? Rut id dhatoho. Rut id dhatoho. So ending rukara has taken the ikara adesha. Uran raparaha. That's how the form kiraha has come. The kiraha has come because the ending rukara of kru has taken the ikara adesha uran raparaha. So the pratipadikam here is igupadha nya pri kru. Then panchami ekvachanam, affix is nyasi anubandha lope as. So it is igupadha nya pri kru plus as. Then rukara takes the ikara adesha by 71100. Then uran raparaha. Igupadha nya pri kiraha kaha. The affix is ka. The affix ka is employed following these verbal roots, may be employed following these verbal roots in the sense of the agent of the action by kartari krit. 3467. Now, so the meaning, the vritti is very straightforward. All it says is that ebhyaha kasya. The affix ka is used following these verbal roots. So any verbal root which has a penultimate ik letter and a verbal root which penultimate ik letter, as also the verbal root nya avabodhane, to understand, to know, to comprehend, which is of course a prasiddha dhatu janati. Then pring tarpane, kantaucha means to please, and kru vikshepe is to scatter. So let's look at an example. So bodhati budhyate itiva buddha. This is a famous word. It comes in the Bhagavad Gita 2-3 times. Very nice shloka here in Gita. Yehi samsprashaja bhoga dukkhayonaya evate adyantavantah kauntena teshramate buddha. Very nice shloka of Gita. And it also comes in I think 1 or 2 other places. So this is in chapter 5, which is used in other places too. So let's derive this form now. We take this verbal root buddha avagamane from the bhavadikanaha or from the divadikanaha. It doesn't make a difference here. So buddha plus ka. Now in the affix ka, The kakara is an it by lashakvatadhyate, and then tasya lopaha. Now, why does Panini employ the affix ka? One of the reasons, as we already know, is so that to stop the gunadesha, which would have been done by either sarvadhatuka ardhatuka yoho or puganta laghupatasya cha. This gunadesha is stopped by kiniticha. By kiniticha, gunadesha is stopped. Not only that, it also allows us to apply this sutram 6464 ato lopa iticha. This sutram also requires the pratyaya of vikit ngit. So we will see the details as we derive this form. You understand the importance of why Panini has put the kakara as an it. This ato lopa iticha, all these rules we have studied before, so now we can apply them. See, all these angakaryani which we studied when we did the tingantam prakaranam, they are very useful because they are used elsewhere also. Ato lopa iticha, ajadyoho, adhatukayoho, kinititoho. See, this is the kinit, so that's why this is important here. Parayoho ato lopaha. This, so we will see. For example, we take the dhatu nya. Dhatu nya, we have to derive the form nya. So that is, we can apply ato lopa iticha. These are the reasons why Panini uses this kakara as an it in the affix ka. In order to stop the gunadesha by 115 kiniticha, also do the akara lopaha by ato lopa iticha. So we take the example here. Buddha avagmane, Buddha plus ka. Now this dhatu Buddha has the penultimate as the ukaraha, that is the ik letter. I, u, r, r, Buddha. And Buddha dhatu. And then affix ka by igopadha nya pri kiraha kaha. And here the kakara gets the sanya lashakvatadhyate tasya lopaha. And since the affix ka is a kit, therefore kiniticha stops the gunadesha, which would have been done by puganta laghupatasya cha. So this gunadesha, which would have been done by puganta laghupatasya cha, is stopped by kiniticha. We get the form Buddha. Buddha gets pratipadika sanya by krit tadhyata samasascha. It's an adjectival form. It will go in all three genders. In masculine, it will decline like Rama Shabda in the masculine. If you take the in of course in neuter, it will decline like the Vana Shabda. In the feminine, it will become Buddha. It will decline like Rama or Sita Shabda. Now the next one, if you take this next dhatu nya, then janati iti nyaha, one who knows. Janati iti nyaha. Derived from the dhatu nya avabodhane. So we add this affix ka because Panini specifically mentions the dhatu nya in this sutram. And now anubandha lopa lashakvatadhyate tasya lopaha. And now we can apply ato lopa iticha because the ending akaraha of a angam is elided by alontyasya. If the pratyaha which follows a sanya of ardhadhatukam, which this one does because ka gets the ardhatuka sanya by ardhadhatukam sheshaha. It's not because ting shit sarvadhatukam, ardhadhatukam sheshaha. So you see, all these sanyas are very important because the application of sutras depend on those sanyas. So this affix has a sanya of ardhadhatukam. It is a sakshat kit. It's also ajadi pratyaya. Ajadi means anubandha lope. Remove the anubandhas first, remove the markers, and then check. It is ajadi kit ardhadhatukam. So that applies 6464. That allows 6464 to apply. If you look at it here, the ending akar of an angam takes lopaha when followed by ajadi pratyaya, which has sanya of ardhadhatukam. That is either has a idagamaha. We don't have idagama right now, but we do have kakara as a it. So all the conditions are satisfied. So now we remove the ending akara of nya and we join the akara. It becomes nya. So janati iti nyaha. This is also an adjective. All these are adjectives. So in the masculine, we'll get the form nyaha as prathama ekavachanam. Of course, nya gets pratipadika sanya by krit tadhyata samasascha. Next one is this dhatu pri. Prinati iti priyaha. Interesting. One who pleases you is one who's dear to you. So if you look at the derivation of priyaha, is one who pleases. One who pleases. So in English we say dear, but dear is actually one who pleases you. So prinati iti priyaha, so one who pleases. So same thing here, this ending nyakara is it halantyam tasya lopaha. Take pri plus ka by this sutram, same sutram. Ego padha nya pri kiraha kaha. Dhatu pri is mentioned by Panini specifically. And now same thing, lashakvatadite tasya lopaha kakarasya lopaha. And this ka is a kit, so therefore kinit teacher stops the gunadesha, which would have been done by sarvadhataka ardhatakayoho. And now this ikara of pri, which doesn't take gunadesha because kinit teacher stops gunadesha, so 115 stops gunadesha. But since this is the ikara of a dhatu, which will not undergo yan sandhi, instead we will use it will get the iyangadesha, achishtadhatu bhruvam. Your young vangao, achishnadhatu bhruvam. See, all these rules, angakaryani, which we studied, are now very useful to us. We don't have to go back and keep on looking at the sutras again. Because achi shnu dhatu bhruvam. Your. So, ivarna uvarna yoho. So, of ivarna and uvarnaha. Iyang uvang yathasankyam, respectively. So, the ivarnaha, the afidhatuhu, when followed by a acha, takes the iyang adesha. Iyang means normally we apply alontyasya 1152, but the iyang anubandha lope ikara yakaraha is a anekala adesha. So what would have happened is that anekachis sarvasya would have replaced the entire angam. But now nitya, that's why Panini puts the kavarga panchama ngakara as a it in iyang in order to force alontyasya. So anekala adesha api, even though it's anekala adesha, alontyasya sthane bhavati nit adesha, adesha which is a nit, which has this kavarga panchama ngakara as a it, that even if it's anekal, it takes place of the ending letter only. So 1153 by nitya. Nothing new, all this we have done before, which is just a chance for us to practice some of these rules. So achishtadhatu bhruvam yor yang vangau. So iyanga adesha in place of the ikara of the dhatu pri. Nitya, it takes place only the ending ikaraha, not the entire angam pri. So you get pra yang anubandha lopaha by upadesha jananasika it alantyam tasya lopaha, we get the form priya. Again, priya gets pratipadika sanya by krita is a samasascha. It goes in all three genders. It will become priyaha in masculine, priyam in neuter, priya in the feminine. So the only special thing here was that kiniti just stopped the gunadesha, and then we got the iyangadesha by 6477. Achishnut dhatu bhruvam yovor yangvangao. And finally is dhatu kru. Kru is to scatter. So kru, when we take that one, kru vikshepe from the tudadi ganaha, kru plus ka, same thing here again, anubandha lopaha by lashakwatadite tasya lopaha kakarasya lopaha. And since ka is a kit, so kinit teacher stops the gunadesha, which would have been done by 7384. So the gunadesha, which would have been done by sarvadhataka ardhatakayoho, is stopped by kinit teacher. And then rutait dhatoho, the ending rukara of dhatuho, takes the ikara desha. Of course, first we have to check for the gunadesha. The gunadesha is parakaryam, so 7384 has to be checked first. But in this case, 115 stopped the 7384. If 7384 is not stopped, then gunadesha would have taken place. Only if this rukara survives the gunadesha, does not take the gunadesha, then only ruta idhatoho. So the rukara takes the ikara adesha, and then urandraparaha, so we get kir. Kira gets the pratipadika sanya by krita samasascha. In the language, kira is used in the sense of a bore, someone who scatters or makes a mess, I guess. That is who scatters everything around. That is a boar or a pig. So that is kiraha. It's an adjectival form, but in the language it is used to mean a hog or a boar. So this is the sutram. So kirati iti kiraha. Kirati vikshipati iti kiraha. So this sutram is a sutram is specifically applies to specific verbal roots only. Any verbal root which has upadha as the ik letter, verbal root nya avabodhane, as well as the verbal pre, pring, tarpane, kantaucha, and kru vikshepe. They take these verbal roots can take this affix ka in the same sense of kartari krit by 3467, and we get the forms like bhuzaha, we get the form janati iti jnaha, prinati iti priyaha, and kirati vikshipati iti kiraha. So this is a sutram 3.1.135.